Welcome to Jason on English. Let's look at adverbs of frequency, how to talk about routines. When people ask you, for example, how often do you go to the gym? You might answer, I go to the gym once a week, or I go to the gym every Friday. Those are very specific answers. In other situations, we might want to answer more generally. Maybe our routine isn't so specific. In that case, we can use adverbs of frequency. So what are adverbs of frequency? Words that you can use to express how often you do something. Words that help you explain routines. Words that let you personalize your English. Words that can make your English sound natural when used correctly. Here are all levels of adverbs of frequency. Always, very high. Usually, high. Often, medium. Sometimes, occasionally, medium. Seldom, rarely, low. Hardly ever, very low. Never, zero level. Looking at these pictures, how often do you do these actions in your life? For me, I usually cook. I hardly ever clean my apartment. I never go jogging, and I never ride a bicycle. Those are the words I would use to describe my routines. Looking at high adverbs of frequency. Always is very high, usually is high. If you feel these activities are high in your life, you can use one of these words. I always cook dinner. I usually clean my apartment. I always go jogging. I usually ride a bicycle. Medium. Often. Sometimes. Occasionally. I often cook dinner. I sometimes clean my apartment. I occasionally go jogging. I sometimes ride a bicycle. Low or zero. Seldom. Rarely. Hardly ever. This is very low. Never. Zero level. I seldom cook dinner. I rarely clean my apartment. I hardly ever go jogging. I never ride a bicycle. When you use adverbs of frequency, placement is very important. Tests like TOEFL and TOEIC sometimes have questions checking the placement of these words. Let's look at the correct placement of adverbs of frequency. After be verbs. He is late. The bus is crowded. In these sentences, we have be verbs. Adverbs of frequency should go after be verbs. He is always late. Not he always is late. The bus is usually crowded. Not usually the bus is crowded. Before non-be verbs. He eats apples. She has an umbrella. These are not be verbs. We should put adverbs of frequency before these verbs. He often eats apples. Not he eats apples often. She always has an umbrella. Not she has always an umbrella. After modals. You should wear a seatbelt. I will go to that cafe again. These sentences have modals, so our verb set has two words, should, where, will, go. Adverbs of frequency appear after modals. You should always wear a seatbelt, not you should wear a seatbelt always. I will never go to that cafe again, not I never will go to that cafe again. Sometimes native speakers are a little careless. You might hear something like, the bus is crowded, usually, or I go to the gym sometimes. In casual spoken English, people are sometimes careless. When you're speaking, try to be very careful about the placement of adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency, other phrases. There are some other phrases that you can use to express how often you do something. For example, all the time, very high. Once in a while, medium. Not often, but medium. Once in a blue moon, very low. These phrases are best placed at the end of the sentence. I go to the park near my house once in a while. My neighbor visits me all the time. It rains in my part of the country once in a blue moon. When you're talking about routines, you can use adverbs of frequency, always, usually, often, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, rarely, hardly ever, never. Be careful about placement. Or you can use phrases like the ones on this slide, all the time, once in a while, once in a blue moon, and these phrases go at the end of the sentence. If you like, take a look back at this video and practice using adverbs of frequency to describe your routine. Thank you for watching.